Welcome to a very special episode of Main Street Markets with an executive from Laylor Corporation, our inaugural client. Please be advised before we jump into it, this episode should not in any way be construed as investment advice or solicitation recommendation for any offer or sale of securities in any way whatsoever. So that said, thanks so much, and let's jump right in.
Okay.
All right, well, hey, hi, Angel. Great to meet you, and welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, John?
Oh, stellar. Thanks for asking. I guess let's get right into it and would love to start off if you could tell us just about the first investment you ever made.
Hmm. The first investment I ever made, it might have been into this clothing store, uh, similar like an e-commerce store, but it wasn't. It was more like a brick and mortar, where we sell clothes and belts and shoes, bags, things of that nature. And actually bought a building. Rented out a building
Building.
with a loft in it and stuff like that. And it didn't go too well. After a while, it didn't go too well. But it was a trial and error type of thing, and it was a great experience.
Wow. So what was that like? Were you one of the original partners in the business? Did you come in as an outside investor? How did that whole experience unfold from your point of view?
Um, I was actually the creator. Me and a woman, a dear friend of mine. We actually created it together, and it was a good experience, man. It was just we actually didn't know anything about all of this Alibaba and AliExpress and stuff like that, so we were actually buying wholesale products and apparel from inside the U.S. So it was yeah.
Wow. And when was that? Was that a while ago?
Yeah, that was like 2018. That was like my first big
Wow.
yeah.
And so for you, was it mostly an investment of your time and your energy in going in and running the business, or was it a lot in setting up the logistics of getting the supplies? Was it a lot on the real estate? What were the big parts of it that drew most of your attention?
Well, the big parts of it that drew the most of my attention was the traveling expenses to go buy these things. Uh, actually, you know, really, it was time consuming, very time consuming, because we were doing everything brick and mortar. Um,
Mhm.
I didn't have any knowledge on e-commerce or, actually running a store online. So it was, it was, it was an experience that was very much needed on this journey.
Wow, that's incredible. So you rent out this storefront, you're traveling everywhere to source the materials. Well, what's that like?
Well, we were actually going to Atlanta, this place in Atlanta, and we had our like we had our business license. We had a cash register, high tech cash register. We had the building, everything designed nicely. We had the product, but the thing was, it was the product was kind of expensive, and it wasn't really too authentic like the stuff that you get straight from straight from the brand itself. So it
Mm.
was, you know but it was still high quality.
Gotcha. Well, it sounds like a lot of lessons, a lot of business truths learned on your front as sort of an inaugural venture into the space. Is that about right, Angel?
Yeah, it was a very, very very great learning experience. Especially when it comes to retail, when it comes to dealing with customers and customer satisfaction and things like that. and also when you're dealing with just networking with other businesses and doing business to business transactions and things like that.
Business to business transactions was a lot of that, or was a lot of the clients themselves in the stores? What was the balance like for you?
Well, when it came to, clients coming to the store or actually coming to a staff member or to an employee to buy items that we have for sale, you know, just making sure we have an assortment of sizes, different sizes, different styles, and things like that. Um, Making sure that we are accessible, to different regions and areas and things like that. But also on a business aspect, having having the knowledge to be able to build and a solid connection and a good relationship with other business owners that's selling these wholesale products. You know, because as negotiating and things like that, and being consistent and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow. So it sounds like a real four-way foray into just business as a whole. And did I hear right that you learned also about the online business side of it as well?
See, what we actually wanted to do is we wanted to build an emporium. You know what I mean? Because we were having an issue with our location of our store, which was in like a small town. It wasn't in like this huge market. So, our customers were more, uh, it was a small base. It was a very small base. So, we were in this small location in this small town, and I was wondering like, how could we actually uh, reach out to our customers more? And we thought about coming up with a e-commerce store. You know what I mean? Some type of store where we can sell our items online. But I didn't have any knowledge of how to actually build an e-commerce store, right?
Yeah.
So it was like a totally new industry for me. Like, I was trying to figure this out.
Okay. So you're learning about this, and did you have much of a business background before this, or did you just kind of jump in, start running, and then you were learning hands-on through this retail clothes business?
Well, I would say my very, very like first business, like off the books, like it would probably be selling pit bulls, man, like selling dogs. My dog would have puppies, and I would sell the puppies for like $25, $50, at the max like $100. And they would have no papers or anything. We would just call them pit bulls, and people would buy them. So that was like my very first, off the books investment, if you would say, like, like
It sounds like you had a lot from a very early age, craftsmanship and ability to kind of pull yourself up from the bootstraps and make something out of your situation. Does that sound right, Angel?
yeah, man, yeah, it was fun. It's fun experiences, man. Fun experiences, and like the losses from every business venture that we actually, that I actually took on, was actually turned into lessons for me. So that was definitely, all of the experiences were great.
Really, can you tell us a little more about the experiences and the lessons you learned from them?
Well, we can use, let's say, uh, some lessons that I learned from investments was like maybe in 2019 when I actually did my first day trade, right? Um,
Really?
yeah, so I would actually one of my friends, my mentors, he actually introduced me to Robinhood, and Robinhood, he was like, day trading is where it's at, man. You need to day trade. So I actually jumped on Robinhood, created an account, and invited like maybe 40, 50 of my friends. So I'm starting off with almost like $500 to $1,000, right? So so and I would had these stocks like Disney and Ford and Tesla and all these different stocks, and I would not keep my eyes off of Robinhood, man. I mean, I would look at my phone every 5 to 10 minutes, man, and just look at it, the algorithm go up and down, just thinking like, am I gonna be rich today? Like, if it's gonna happen tomorrow, like, is this thing gonna continue to go up? Like, and that was a lesson that I learned, that investments are about patience. So you can't just think that you're gonna have, you know, generational wealth in one day, right? Or in one year. So, that was one of the lessons that I learned, man. Learned so much about companies, these companies, man, that were built by such innovative, great minds, and people with great imaginations, huge imaginations, man. And it just inspired me to, like, want to be great as well. So it's awesome, man. Awesome experience.
Really? So you bought these shares and you had your portfolio going up and down in these big name companies, and that inspired you to go look into the stories of their founders? Is that right, Angel?
Yes, man. Yes, man. I mean, man, so many international companies, and just reading and studying these companies and studying their founders, studying where they actually came from, their history, their background, just everything, man. How many employees their companies actually had, uh, news every day, man. I would actually study the pre-market. I would be on it, man, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, looking at the every news that's going on in different countries, just to be ready when the market opens, and so I could do some day trades, right? So yeah, man. Mhm. And just
Wow, that's
seeing like,
incredible.
yeah, just seeing the companies, see how they actually grow from like from the bottom, from the start, very start, and then how they get to where they are. It's awesome.
Wow. So what kind of day trades did you do? And how did that relate to what you saw on the grander vision, Angel?
Well, the day trades that I actually were doing were like, more like around the cannabis industry, because that was around the time where, so many states were actually approving, legalizing cannabis and marijuana in like so many different states. Uh, like Can Trust and Canopy Growth and some of those companies. Then I also, invested in, like I said, Tesla. They had another company called Nikola. I know I don't think it's operating anymore, but at that time it was pretty hot. You coming out, they was talking about coming out with these big electric trucks and stuff like that. So that was a big thing for me. Another more companies would be like Ford, some of the car companies, um, and that was really basically it, because it was before COVID. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like on a Netflix. Like, I think Netflix had a stock. I had stock in like Disney, Apple. I would day trade those companies. So yeah, it was it would vary.
Wow, it sounds like you have a very diverse range of the different investments in your portfolio there. And were you still doing your own business operations at the same time, or were you focusing mostly on these market trades? What was it like balancing? It sounds like you had a lot of different ventures going on in your life throughout this time frame.
Well, well, um, at that time, it was before COVID, so I didn't really. My only venture at that time was basically day trading and learning about ETFs and cryptocurrency stuff like that.
Mhm. So it sounds like a big focus on sort of longer term, big picture investing and getting in tune with the stories of the companies themselves. Is that right, Angel?
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
Just trying to understand the approach that you looked at when you came in every morning to do your investments.
Well, when I actually studied, I learned that most investors are day traders because I wasn't at that point. I wasn't studying long term investments.
Okay.
So most of most of the investors that do day trading, they actually wake up early in the morning,
Mm,
very early in the morning. So they would start their days before everyone else. So that's what I started doing. I started starting my days way before everyone else. 4:30 in the morning, five. I'm on the news. I'm looking for what companies has not made any announcements. I'm looking at international news because their timing is different from U.S. timing. So their markets would be a little different than ours because they might be ahead. Because. So it was like you'd be like, well, their day started today for us. Started yesterday somewhere else. So you'd be like, well, what's going on over there? And then I would acclimate, like a universal worldwide time zone in my mind. So it was like preparation was crazy, man.
wow. It sounds like you really got into it, Angel.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Man, I loved it. I loved every moment of it, man. And the cryptocurrency was on there too, man. So I would take my odd dollars and I would invest in some of the cryptos and stuff. Even though I didn't have much knowledge on it, I still, I was so interested because of the algorithms, man. I fell in love with algorithms and learning about more about these companies and these assets and things like that. It was just, man, awesome, man. An awesome experience, man. I can't say that enough, man.
Was it the joys of seeing your money multiply or your portfolio grow that really brought the excitement to you? Was it the stories of the what you invested in? What was the biggest part that I mean, I completely with you. I love the trading part of it in it and personally. What was the big draw for you that kind of hooked you on the markets and made it so appealing?
What made it so appealing for me is that a lot of companies that actually that are going now, you know what I mean, that are in the stock market. They were so accessible. They would like you could access all these businesses, and I didn't even know that. Like someone had to actually show me, and it was so interesting because I didn't know that it was that easy to actually own a share into these multi-billion-dollar businesses. So it was just so exciting. Like I actually fell in love with learning more about all of these companies. You know what I mean? And it was just, you know, just just amazing, man. Just amazing.
Okay, wow. So it was being able to join in on the ownership in these big companies. And how did that inspire your personal or your entrepreneurial life, Angel?
Well, just seeing all those businesses and things like that, I just was wondering like, okay, if I can invest in these things, you know what I mean, and invest in these different companies and these great people, these CEOs and all these different brands, you know what I mean, like man, that's, I didn't know where to go from there. I thought that was like the wealthiest people in the world. I actually thought like this is where they actually get there, is through the stock market, through the stock exchange. um, it was just like I just knew it was fate because when I was like a teenager and I was like 17, 18, you know what I mean? I actually had this guy invite me to Manhattan and say, yeah, hey man, you want to work for a stock company or something? He said, and I was like, what's that? And he was like, just find you a suit and come with me one day. But I never got that suit. But I mean, I went and looked for a job at Blockbuster or something because I didn't have any idea what he was talking about. So, you know,
Wow. That's so interesting, Angel. So it seems like a lot of opportunities for you came from the relationships in your life. Is that right? Can you tell us a little more about that?
yeah. A lot of opportunities came from, building great bonds with people, in different areas and, different nationalities, different cultures, different races, and it played a huge role. That played a huge role in my life and in my entrepreneurial journey. Yeah, yeah, definitely did, man.
Well, I wonder if you'd be
Um,
the same person if you had that suit.
if I had that suit, if I had that suit, man, there's no telling, man. Everything happens for a reason, man, and I guess it would. I guess wasn't meant for me to take that route at that point in time, but I guess I eventually had to go there. God made it to where no matter what happens in my life, I would have, wind up going back on that path. So yeah, man. And yeah, relationships definitely were very big, a big factor, because you know, teamwork, man. The way that you learn, the way that we learn. Sometimes it ain't what you know, it's who you know, and that's how you get to certain places and you learn certain knowledge and things like that. Is surrounding yourself with the right people.
Hmm. And how have you gone about surrounding yourself with the right people? That's very insightful.
Well, it's just like what I've done is I've set my expectations very high,
Hmm.
like very high, man, and at, when you set your expectations high and your standards high, you tend to broaden your mind. You tend to learn more. You study more. You're more humble when it comes to what you actually think you know. You actually realize that you really don't know anything when you think you know something. When you actually study and keep seeking knowledge and searching for knowledge. So that actually made me spread my uh, area of study in multiple different industries and stuff like that. And as far as meeting people, I actually started meeting people worldwide instead of just in like a small town or in a state or in multiple states. I actually started meeting people in different countries, you know what I mean?
Ah,
And building relationships with people in different countries and stuff like that, different cultures, different belief systems, that speak different languages. And, it's just beautiful people everywhere. It's intelligent people everywhere, man, all shapes, sizes, and colors, man. They're everywhere, man. So I'm just thankful for all those people that has affected me in a positive way. So, and I plan on meeting a lot more. So,
well, that's really inspiring, Angel. Can you walk us through how those people shaped your entrepreneurial journey, going from starting off with your own personal side Pitbull experience to then running with your partner that retail shop to doing the stock market? What happens next? How did all of those relationships shape the next part of your adventure?
um, as far as my relationship with her, man, man, it's still awesome, man. We don't speak as much as we used to. We still speak, often, but not as much as we used to. But man, it was, that relationship is definitely still strong, and it helped me develop uh, more relationships and learn what not to do when it comes to brick and mortar companies or actually running any type of establishment, any type of business, things like that. As far as relationship wise, you know, uh, those experiences, it helped me grow and learn valuable lessons when it comes to cultivating healthy relationships. And um, I actually appreciate that experience, and I appreciate her very much.
Valuable lessons?
Say that again.
Valuable lessons?
Yes, man. Valuable lessons, man. Man, actually priceless, man. Instead of looking at losses, it taught me, instead of looking at losses or thinking about like monetary gain, monetary losses, whatever the case may be, instead of looking at them as losses, looking at them as, oh man, defeats or anything like that, you can actually transfer that energy and channel that energy. And instead of thinking of losses, you think of lessons. Instead of
Mm.
thinking of defeats, you think of victories, because you learn something valuable and you know what not to do in the future. So,
Ah,
right.
that's an inspirational mindset, Angel. And it sounds like you learned a lot of lessons on how to not do the brick and mortar retail. What was that like?
Yeah, brick and mortar retail to me is, you know, no pun intended to the Macy's and the J.C. Penney's and but uh, the retail game right now obviously is ran by e-commerce at this point, right? So, you know, I definitely realized that very, very fast that most of our customers were outsourced from the place that we were actually running our business. So, so it was like, oh man, how man, we got to do something else, you know? Yeah,
They were outsourced?
yeah, they were outsourced. They were coming. Uh, our customers were coming from out of town than actually in town, because it was so small. The geography was so small that you know uh, we would sell more items and sell more clothes and bags and belts and just all this stuff, man. Shoes, sneakers. We would sell these things, to people out of town more than people within the area. So,
Oh,
right. So, e-commerce store would have been more suitable for us. You know what I mean? Because they could buy it and then we could send it out, instead of
yeah.
driving or getting them to come and pick it up or, like,
Well, it seems like you learned a lot talking after you opened the store, talking with the people that wanted the merchandise and really building the connections with the community, even if it was a little bit widespread, a little further apart. You did that connection with the actual purchaser in real time as you were building this out. Is that about right, Angel?
yep.
And what would are there any lessons you would tell someone who's looking at starting their own business based off what you learned from that experience?
As far as e-commerce, as far as retails and stuff like that. You mean as far as retail, correct? Hold on,
Yeah.
let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. So my advice for people that actually, that's trying to actually get into retail, be marketing, and as well as you know, e-commerce. Even if you do have a brick and mortar company, as far as a building or anything like that, you would still want to set up an online store. You know what I mean? And therefore, you could sell not only in your particular area with or geography where your physical store is located, but you can outsource and actually get users. Users, if you want to build an app, you can get users to actually buy uh, items from your store via Google or App Store, or you can start you a website, an e-commerce website, and just get customers to just buy, you know, uh, items from your store online. So but marketing is very, very important. That would be one of like number one important thing outside of actually creating an e-commerce platform for your physical store. And that way you can actually get your sales, turn your leads into sales and things like that.
Okay. Oh, that's okay, great. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Angel. Great. So it sounds like you're really starting to embrace the business and building it out into fruition. And if I'm hearing right, at some point there's a transition away from that business. You go and do more investing, and cut me off if I have the timeline wrong here. But what happens? What's next? What brought you to? Is there another business that starts up? Is there more investments that come up? What's the next part of your journey?
Well, the next part of my journey, I actually one of my same mentor that actually put me, you know, uh, on day trading,
Hmm?
actually invited me to this company class. They actually had a webinar called the Black Unicorn Factory. The company is called the Black Unicorn Factory. And it was, and I went to that class and he told me invite everyone. And I invited almost 100 people, man.
Wow.
And only person showed up out of the 100 people that I invited was me, so, but it was a full class. It was almost 100 people in the class, you know what I mean?
Wow.
But the 100 people that I invited didn't come, it was just me. So,
I'm
but
seeing persistence.
yeah, I didn't let that discourage me. I wanted to learn and see what they actually had to say. And we're speaking about how to build unicorn. You know what I mean? How to build a unicorn, exactly what a unicorn is to the business world, which is a company that's worth $1 billion. You know what I mean? And uh and how it's not that difficult to actually do. It's not difficult at all. You just have to be passionate about it and follow the proper steps and respect the process. But we're talking about doing IPOs, and they was trying to teach us how to do IPOs and how to go into the stock market and things like this, and I was and I was astonished, like what? You can actually do that? You know what I mean? So it was definitely a great discovery for me, because I never thought in a million years I would have that opportunity.
Wow. It sounds like that was a really pivotal turning point for you, is educating yourself through this local business resource. You mentioned that you learned about this through a mentor. You mind if I step back a minute and ask about sort of your goals and your intentions when you started trading with this mentor, when you started that first business doing the clothing? Were there ever any big aspirations and goals you were working towards? Was it always just responding to the community's needs? What were the inspirations behind things like that brought you to go and invest in yourself and learn, for example, through this business class on your own intentions?
See, when I first actually got into business, my objective was just to get rich. That's all I was thinking. Like, I just want a lot of money. I don't have to want to need or want to uh, be in poverty or be poor and things like that. I just want to get rich. So whatever it takes, let's do it. So that's what made me actually get into the first establishment with my friend. As far as the Black Unicorn, as far as time is going by, and I actually going in the Black Unicorn Factory, I've made a transition from day trading to where I am now, and I realized that $10,000, $100,000 was not a lot of money, at all. Where I grew up, $100,000, you're the richest person in the whole county or the whole state. Almost not the whole state, but the whole little area that you're in or the county that you're in. You have $100,000, man. You're doing it big. So studying these businesses and seeing the revenue that they're gaining every year, actually, I was like not confused, but like I was puzzled that much revenue actually flows through these businesses yearly, like not just yearly, but monthly, like quarterly. You like, what the world? Like, like billions of dollars. So I was thinking like what I can actually do with this amount of revenue and the amount of people that I could help and the amount of people that I can assist and things like that. So, you know, joining the Black Unicorn Factory and going to those webinars, I was passionate about it. You know what I mean? Even though it was like so boring, like when I say boring, man, I have a short attention span. So it was like you like almost can fall asleep, like being in class and you fall asleep almost.
Uh-huh.
But it was like, man, John Stewart, man, and man, his brain, man, is awesome, man, and I just seen so many of my dreams, so many things that I envisioned actually coming together because I can access this huge amount of revenue by just following these simple steps and just being consistent and and uh and passionate about whatever I choose to do. So it was just, you know, uh that experience, man, it it just showed me that I can actually do anything that I want to do, not just the basics or just the minimum, but anything.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That sounds eye-opening, Angel. Very inspirational.
Yeah, it was very, very inspirational, man. I actually we were in the class and he was like, yeah, you know, a lot of these companies that's private and stuff like that, a lot of private companies, people have their circles of investors, different investors that jump on board while they're private. And they get these shares of these giant companies. I'm talking about these mega companies now, like Google, Apple, Amazon. I'm talking about Facebook, and I mean, even Tesla, different, man, Fitbit, and man, and they would have their shares at 6 cents. They would sell their shares to their friends or their family members or their colleagues for 4 cents a share, and 2 cents and 6 cents, and each share, and then go public. And every single person in their circle, in that immediate circle, when they started, became billionaires. Every single one of them, overnight almost. Like, like wow. You know what I mean? And I never knew that. Like, this was something that I would not have known if I didn't go to that class and wanted to be greater or wanted to learn, continue to learn. And it's, man, I'm still in awe right now just thinking about it.
Wow, it sounds like the potential and the big long-term goals and, dare I say, opportunity that you saw just in these successful companies. Was that a big motivator for you that really got you, dare I say, fully committed onto the business side of things, Angel?
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I started thinking about my e-commerce company that I wanted to start because of my first, my first lesson in the business, with my business venture. I started thinking, wow, man, I can actually do this e-commerce company and do well and actually go public with this. You know what I mean? And actually, people can buy my stock on Robinhood or TD Ameritrade or E Trade. You know what I mean? Webull or Publix or anything like that. Like, yeah, man. I'm like, I'm actually on the right track here. Like it's awesome, man. It's awesome, man. You know.
Wow. That's great ambition. There you go. You mentioned helping people along the way. Was it mostly about how did you view it? It seems like some of the intention was sharing the investment opportunity, and I've heard from what we've talked about, is most of your motivation, is it building up and supporting the company team? Is it empowering the investors to grow with you, or is it something else on your own agenda? What are the big draws for you in terms of the people around the business, Angel?
Well, it was. I think it was maybe 2020. Yes, it was 2020. Actually, before we actually started our corporation, just going. We were actually doing philanthropy work. I did some philanthropy work in Nigeria, and we actually, uh, sent some, since did some charity out there. for the kids and stuff like that, and just seeing the conditions that people were living in out there, that was definitely you know, it was heartfelt. And I wanted to do more. I wanted to do more because I seen there was a lot of people out there that I couldn't do for at that time because of where I was financially, and I just wanted to reach out more to people because I know it's more people worldwide. I learned about Venezuela, and I was, because you have rich places everywhere. Don't get me wrong. Everywhere is not just struggling and poor just because you see it on TV or stuff like that. You have places in every state, every country that are doing well, but you have these rural areas and you have places where it's not so good. You know what I mean? And that was very touching for me, where I wanted to do more for people, uh, do more for people, in these areas. Not only that, as far as, in America and, charity in America, what I was doing with some of my friends, what we were doing were, giving out school supplies to kids, and actually going to hospitals where kids were kind of sick, and we would give them coloring books and stuff like that. Or we would stop by the park, and we would see the kids out there with their parents, and we would just give them toys and just give them things. So it was, that was a nice experience, seeing the smiles on their faces. um, and another thing that actually touched me, as while I was learning all of these things and about, private C corporations, and how to do IPOs, and how to make that transition, and things like that, from a private company to a public company. um, I realized that a lot of people did not know this knowledge. Like in the webinar, we actually learned about the Jobs Act. He was teaching us, Mr. Stewart was teaching us about the Jobs Act of 2012. You know what I mean? And there are actually, uh, President Obama actually signed it into law back in 2012. And it was it was actually like where President Obama made it legal for companies to actually invest in stocks. Normal people, everyday people, could actually invest in stocks. Um, they took a lot of restrictions. It took a lot of restrictions off of, like crowdfunding and fundraising and stuff like that for smaller companies and stuff. And a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know that. So I was like, you know what? If we actually knew what every, all these rich people know, these wealthy people know, then we can actually, people that's in these poverty stricken neighborhoods, poverty stricken communities, could actually come together and build the economy. Not on, you know what I mean? Like it would trim down the poverty rates, and there would be more establishments and businesses, in these neighborhoods and in these areas. So I was like, you know what? A part of my mission is going to be teach as many small minority businesses as possible. You know what I mean? Not just black owned businesses, but anybody that has a small business. Come on, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to teach you what I learned. You know what I mean? And that's what made me actually get into the holding company industry and stuff like that. Because if I can teach you and I can show you, and you can take the proper steps to building your business, I can have the capital, I can raise the capital needed to fuel your business, and in return, we all eat. the value of our company goes up, and your company goes up. There's more people hired, there's more revenue, and your dream is to come true. So that was definitely like, a part of that motivation too, with us helping people. So it wasn't just helping civilians and individuals, but also helping businesses and entrepreneurs as well.
Wow. So it sounds like you really are giving back to the community and the local business people through sharing the lessons that you're learning on your own journey. Is that about right, Angel?
Yep, yep. That's right, man. Just each one teach one, man. Somebody gave it to me, so I just felt like it's only right that I serve others and give it to others as well.
Love that. And you do it mostly through local connections and sharing word of mouth style?
Yeah, it's mainly through connections that and relationships that I've built throughout the years. And just interconnected, like an interconnected system of people that may know people that may know people and new people that I might meet on the way. Just great people, man. Just me, so yeah, like that.
That's incredible. It sounds like you really connect with them and are having a big impact on that front. On the topic of impact, can you tell us a little bit more about that trip that you had early on to some impoverished nations? How did that come about? What exactly was that journey like going into Africa, what you saw, and how it affected your viewpoint on business today?
And see that effect. See, I didn't physically, travel to Africa. I actually had a friend out there, and she's still a dear friend of mine. I actually had a friend out there, and I met her through, this tech company, social tech company, and we just created a bond throughout the years and stuff like that. But uh, it actually opened my eyes to the beauty of tech, technology and things like that. Because 10, 20 years ago, 30 years, like you couldn't imagine this, even, man, if you want to go further than that, man, you wouldn't even think that nothing like this would ever be possible. But, like, it opened my eyes to the beauty and the magnificence of technology companies, these tech companies, man, because we're able to reach out to people that normally we would not ever have met. We wouldn't even knew existed,
Yeah.
so I was there, but I wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like telekinesis, like they say, well, you can't move things with your mind, right? uh, I actually moved some things with my mind and made some things happen, right? So and it was a beautiful to see the smile on the children's faces, and it made me want to actually, seeing like the power outages, seeing the power shortages and stuff like that. It led me to be motivated to do more. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't imagine somewhere in America where no one has power for like 5 days straight, right? It's normal, you
My
know, or
gosh.
or might not have power for every day for at least like 8 hours out the day. You don't have power, so it was like, is this real? You know what I mean? Is this like is this actually reality out there? And it is, man. It is, man. And it's awful, man. It's awful, man. And I empathize. Not only do I sympathize, but I empathize with the people, in these countries, man. And it's just, it's I really, it led me to want to actually start a solar panel company out there in Nigeria. And I actually was looking for property out there that I can actually buy and 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 actually, start a business where we can supply electricity. The land out there was pretty cheap as far as the plots and things like that. You know what I mean? It starts to equalize itself, the currency, when you start, buying huge things, but it was still considered cheap compared to the land in America. So I was like, well, you know, that inspired me to want to start a solar panel company in Nigeria. And that actually led me to my clean and renewable energy initiative to want to build electrical grids, power grids, and infrastructures in these different places where they actually have power outages. So,
Wow.
you know, yeah.
Wow, it's a grand vision, Angel.
Thank you, man. Yeah, man. It's one thing leads to another, huh? So it was
Yeah.
just
I mean, that's incredible. So it was all just this chance encounter with someone across the globe that led you to learning about these challenges, these problems that they have with the electricity, for instance.
yeah. It was actually it was a platform actually called Bigo. It was actually called Bigo, actually. That's the name of it. And uh, on Bigo, you actually have like almost 200 to 300 different countries you can visit and see people going live. So, I was in a giving spirit and I seen, people going live in Nigeria. And that's how I actually encountered people from Nigeria, is actually visiting the Nigeria chat. And man, it was unbelievable. Like, it was unbelievable. I'm like, is these, like, what the, so yeah, man. Shout out to Bigo, man, and their platform, man, and how it's affected. No telling how many people it's affected in a positive way. Technology companies are winning, man. They're actually winning, man.
Yeah, you got that on the head. The technology, it sounds like it's been a big part of your whole journey and clearly on the clean energy side. Can you tell us a couple of other things? I know with what you're working on now, there's a whole lot of different sectors and interests kind of coming together into a grand vision. What is the start of that look like from your point of view with the work that you're doing today, Angel?
Well, right now we're doing charities for empowering Nigeria, empowering Venezuela, Cuba, and Sierra Leone. Um, those are four countries that's actually dealing with severe power outages for different reasons, and it's fueling our company and fueling me to actually want to create power grids in all four of these countries in different areas. I know we have to start small, but it's gonna happen. What we're doing is right now is we're raising money. We actually got a charity, a donation that we started where we actually want to use the donated money, the money from donations, and use it to build, clean energy systems for these areas. And in return, not only will we receive, of course, a good reputation, and it'll help with our corporate social responsibility, on behalf of our company, but it'll also create jobs, in these countries, in these different areas. It'll give people a better living conditions. right? And it'll also, help the government, make the government for that country look good, and certain entrepreneurs or certain people that's 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 well known in these different areas and neighborhoods, with assisting, their communities and their areas. So it makes everyone look good, man, and everyone, man, and it helps, and it just helps people. That's the beautiful thing is, it's just about helping people, and is, it just affects everyone in a positive way. You know? So, you know, and it's actually it actually spreads more of that tech lifestyle, man, that new technology, So, that's a good thing.
Wow, that's incredible. It sounds like you have a lot of grand social visions on that front, based off your extensive experience innovating. Is that about right, Angel? And what was it like for you setting up, if I have that right, what was it like for you setting up the charities and bringing everyone together under nonprofits?
See, this the thing. We actually didn't file it under a nonprofit organization. We just did it under a nonprofit program. So, our donators won't be able to, write it off as, do it as a tax write-off or anything like that. So, uh, but setting it up, when I when I actually tried to set it up for GoFundMe, GoFundMe has all these regulations where they actually want to see who you're sending it to, what's their information, just to make sure donated funds are safe and secure and things like that. Um, but also they were saying like certain countries are under economic sanctions, and just things like that, like for example, like India, for an example, um, and stuff like that. But GoFundMe didn't understand when I was trying to go through the process. They would it was kind of a headache a little bit because they didn't understand that our company is a multinational company. So what we were doing is receiving the funds and the donations to our company, and what we would do is uh, we would distribute the 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 donations in the charity, whether it's food or supplies, or as far as the electrical grids and the power grids, to our own company with another branch. You get what I'm saying? So it was they didn't understand that. I guess it was kind of complicated that you know we we were basically you're donating to this charity, but through our company that's running another branch in that particular country.
Really? So it seems
Yeah,
like it, what was that like? It sounds like a very global view on how you can have your impact.
absolutely, absolutely. Yep, yep.
And did you overcome that, or how was the whole process with interacting with the donors and managing the platforms for things like that?
Yes, we actually on our website we actually have, you know, an empowering Cuba, empowering Sierra Leone, empowering Venezuela, and empowering Nigeria, all on our website. And yeah, it's right there, man. Donors can go on there. We give them a receipt and things like that. And, everything will be documented. You know what I mean? And we can also, our donors. What we would do is we would show them updates of the things that we're doing, with the funds, or what we're building with the funds, so they can they can see actually what their money is actually doing. You know what I mean, or what their charity or their donation actually does to help, our mission. You know what I mean, to reach out to these different areas and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, yep. Because we are aware that people, they receive donations. There's been companies that receive donations, and then they use these donations on Lamborghinis and mansions
Ah,
and putting it in their pockets, and you know what I mean. And you'd be like, "What? What are you doing?" To eat, you know what I mean. And we're not gonna allow people's hard-earned money and their compassion to be wasted on corruption and fraud and stuff like that.
right. Wow. So it sounds like you dealt a lot with the money movement side of things through that, and then also seeing how to run an ethical and effective program for actually creating the impact that you wanted in the business. Does that sound about right? That seems like a pretty big leap from e-commerce. I mean, fill me in here. What's the gap I'm missing? And do I have the story right?
Yeah, see, ever since I was little, like, I've always uh been the person who, you know, try to help people or lend a hand. It wasn't, I'm not perfect. I'm not like Mahatma Gandhi or anything like that, right? Or Mother Teresa or Jesus Christ, right? But you know, I did, at points in my life, I've even as a child, like in daycare, I would tutor other kids. You know what I mean? Like I would be, I would get a little older, 5 years old, 6 years old, and I would tutor the kids that were younger than me. You know what I mean? So it was, I've always had that passion to wanna lend a hand, and try to be of help to others in some fashion.
Wow, that's incredible, Angel.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mhm. Now, did I miss anything on this journey from your side of the story on where you've invested? It sounds like you invested a lot in yourself when you were growing up, and then you dabbled in the markets, and now, if I understand right, you're investing back in yourself with this new business.
Yeah, see what it was when I went from investing in and actually day trading. I actually moved to studying how to actually create a stock to trade, create a company to trade ourselves. You know what I mean? And not only that, throughout that process of learning and actually creating our own company, which is Laylor Corporation, we actually, I actually started getting into these digital assets and investing in crypto. Like right now, man, I have a nice size investment in something called Feg token. You know what I mean? It's the acronym for Feg is feed every gorilla, right? So it's like this. It's like this. It's like this save the ecosystem of the planet by feeding gorillas and being a philanthropist for gorillas, right? Like and different apes and stuff like that, just apes in general, and and saving trees and going green, like I said, the clean and renewable energy thing, and doing, my investment in Feg token actually uh, led to, man, kids in different countries getting school supplies and stuff like that from the creators of Feg. And it was just awesome, man, awesome.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, man. The gorillas, man, the gorillas are great. They're awesome, man. Yeah, so that right there, man, that was like my investment journey was not over, right? And it's still not over because we still have investments in different, digital assets, like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. Um, we have some in some coin called Meta Hero. You know, um, yeah, and it's just I think we got something in Cardano too, man, if I'm not mistaken. And it's 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 a nice journey, man.
Wow. That's certainly an expansive journey. And are all the digital assets and the charities and the operations, that's all under the umbrella of what you're doing with Laylor Corp?
See, yeah. See, what it is we didn't place our digital asset and our charity and our charity through our digital assets on Laylor, but it's definitely owned by Laylor Corporation. Um, uh, it's not particularly owned by me per se, but it's owned by a wallet that's owned by Laylor. And we was actually in the process, Fed came up with this smart DeFi thing, right? So at this point, with the smart DeFi, they actually came up with some system on how to create a crypto, how to create your own crypto under this smart DeFi system. You know what I mean? So, we were trying to, in 2021, we were trying to create our own cryptocurrency for Laylor, but it didn't go as planned. It didn't go as planned. It just didn't go as planned.
It
But we
goes
still,
plan.
yeah, it didn't go as planned, man. I didn't fully understand the system, so I had to study more about digital assets. And I wanted to increase my studies when it came to blockchain technology and like creating cryptos and stuff like that. And I actually got my focus more in the area of building apps and building platforms. That I kind of strayed a different direction from creating a crypto at that point in time.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Can you tell us a little more about what you're building and the different parts of the business?
Well, a part of actually what we do is different parts of the company is surrounded by helping people, like we said, different entrepreneurs. They have these problems when it comes to personal development or just coming to business development. So in our process of creating these apps, we wanted to let entrepreneurs know, and these small businesses know that we'll help you develop an app for your platform to help you grow. Not only that, but we'll help you with your personal development as well when it comes to making decisions, as far as like building like your personal credit and financial management and things like that. And if you have a vision on what you're striving to do as far as your business or your dream, we'll help you with that as well. You know what I mean? We'll help you build your business, show you how to get a DUNS number, show you how to get a DUNS number, show you how to build your business credit, and different things like that. So uh, um, it was, business loans. When it comes to business loans, when it comes to building business credit, you know, and it's just it's a whole nother place, a whole nother industry of things that a lot of people are not aware of, like access to capital and things like that. Like, and all it takes is dedication and all it and consistency, you know. So we're like, well, we can help out like that. Uh, we can also help out with like different type of things like trust planning, you know, as far as helping people build trust for their assets and their properties and stuff like that. Um, Not only that, but as far as our app development, our effect on the app development industry, to where helping people, reach out more and have more knowledge. Like if they have maybe a restaurant or something like that, we would help them develop maybe some type of app for their restaurant where they can actually serve customers in their area to help their business, you know what I mean, help their business grow. You know what I mean? So we, and man, it's yeah, man. So that's just the main thing, man. Just helping people develop, helping businesses develop, um, actually providing entertainment for others, and just trying to have our hand in multiple industries instead of just being confined just to specifically one. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Wow. That's incredible, Angel. It sounds like you've gone on such a journey to get to where you are today.
Yep. 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 Definitely, man. So, yeah, that's our main thing, John. Man, is just helping people, man. Just passionate, just very passionate, man. And we constantly growing. We're constantly growing, man. And you know, our last two platforms that we made, we kind of got them in hibernation while we're building our newest platform. And man, we actually, man, it's just our whole objective, man, is to actually generate, man, huge amounts of revenue, huge amounts of profits, and be able to do things for the planet that the planet needs, because the planet is actually what takes care of us. Without the planet being healthy and without oxygen and the planet actually providing us oxygen and things like that, we will not survive, man. So, that's my main objective, is making sure the planet is okay and making sure humanity is okay. Because if humanity is not okay, then we're going to continue to tear down the planet. And if we're doing the same things that we've been doing, if we always do what we always done, we're going to always get what we always got. And for the last few decades, we've been destroying the planet at an extreme pace. We've
Mm,
been, we have to do better, and we want to actually play a major role, play our part in
wow.
making the planets, uh, making the planet healthier, and and making it better for humanity. So, you know, yeah.
Wow. That's an expansive view, Angel. Really
Thank you,
insightful.
thank you, man. Thank you.
And was it mostly just the self-education that got you to this viewpoint, or were there big goals that drove you along the way, or was it just learning about the different processes that other people have gone through? What was the biggest impact on your, in terms of, you don't just wake up one day and have this incredible vision? How did that happen to you on the education side?
On the education side, like like it's it's probably it's probably like the point in my life, like just studying and learning so much about the world, the planet. I'm a historian, man. I'm a historian, so just seeing that, we all, our physical bodies are gonna be gone one day. So, just realizing, like, while I'm on this planet, I actually, you know, I don't just want to just live for myself. Like I don't just want to just be here simply because of what I want or because of what I need or what I desire, or you know what I mean? Like I actually, you know, years ago established that my life is designed not only for my happiness, but to be a service to others and make other people happy. So that's really,
Wow.
what it is, man. Just being a service to others, man. Um, and just believing everything happens for a reason. I don't think God gave me this expansive amount of knowledge or this huge amount of knowledge and still be super hungry, man, just super, super duper hungry for more knowledge just to waste it on myself. So,
Really, it sounds very generous, Angel. That's incredible.
thanks, John.
Yeah. Is there anything I missed that I should have asked you in terms of other important investments you've made externally or in yourself that have brought you to this crucial point that you're at today?
Well, I would say my greatest investment, I would say my greatest investment, man. My greatest investment ever has been investing in myself. You know what I
Really?
mean? Yes. And when I say that, I'm not saying it like in a way in a obnoxious or narcissist type of way, but more in a from a mental standpoint, like investing in books. Like I would investing my time, most of my time in books and reading. That would have to be my best investment ever is actually, you know, reading, reading and learning from great people, man. Great people, some still here, some not, but they're still here in spirit because their words are here, right? So, you know, that would have to be my greatest investment would be, in myself and taking the time out to read and study to get where we are today.
Wow. So reading, really big one for anyone who wants to follow in a similar path.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Reading has led my investment in myself when it comes to reading and studying and things like that led me to, like, I think my biggest creation, like the biggest creation, of Laylor Corporation. And, for in my opinion, in the peer-to-peer market, when peer-to-peer platforms, and that's our Yo Bread digital wallet, like, and what we're building now. I would have said that was my greatest investment, but it actually took, you know, my timeline of learning and turning losses into lessons and, throughout the years to actually, come up with this project. So, yeah.
It's really inspirational that you're able to learn from others, from yourself, and now from the paths and the journeys you're taking. Can you tell us a little bit about, I know you've got the Yobra digital wallet. What about the other two platforms, apps from Laylor that were sort of the initial launch into the market? What was that like for everyone?
Well, well, these two platforms. The first platform is Laylor Flames ENT, and what that platform was basically uh, a child of Laylor Corporation. I'm gonna use that as a analogy, right? So this is the child of Laylor Corporation, Laylor Flames ENT, and what this was designed for was basically to do what Laylor Corporation has set out to do, but do it from a app standpoint. You know what I mean? So, and not only just an app standpoint, but an entertainment standpoint as well. So, entrepreneurs, you got people that create music, art. I'm talking about videos, man, podcasts, vlogs, man, just everything, man. And what we did with Laylor Flames ENT was create a platform for artists that didn't have as much exposure as other big time artists, and we would bring them to our app as a place for them to bring more exposure to their music. Bring more notoriety to their products. People who had products, we would post their products, we would post their companies, and people who visit the platform to check out the music or watch some shows, they can check out products that's from minority-owned businesses and small companies too. You know what I mean? And man, I'm talking about, we actually spread it. We had music from the UK, you know what I mean, from the Netherlands. We had music from man, Great Britain. Man, it was, man, the app was awesome.
Wow.
And yeah, man, just awesome, man. And the thing about it though, right now the app is in hibernation. Like we actually, we would say that we have the app at a Boy Scout or something, or somewhere in the military or something, going on active duty or something, and be back. It'll be back real soon. But the Laylor Flames Live is was basically because we had a social media platform built inside Laylor Flames ENT, where it was something like the old MySpace, or like a smaller version of like social media platforms now, like but it was more like a MySpace, kind of like a MySpace Black Planet kind of feel. And some of our users was like, man, we need to go live. You know what I mean? We want to be able to go live. We want to go live. They talking about, man, this thing like MySpace, like people, but it's people, we have users, you know what I mean? So, it's a lovely experience, right? I'm talking about people posting pictures, man. I mean, people making accounts. I'm talking about every day people making more accounts, more accounts, more accounts. I'm talking about we posting more music. It's a hub, like we're different. We envisioned it as a hub for like different labels or people who searching for talent. They can actually go there and find these incredible talented people that's not getting the exposure that they need. Like, so, like, man, we helping people. Like, this right here is really like what it is, man. And people were complaining about as far as not being able to go live. So what we did was create Laylor Flames Live, which would be basically a sister brother app of Laylor Flames ENT. So our users that's on Laylor Flames ENT would be able to go to Laylor Flames Live and go live, do TV shows, post their videos, live feeds, and receive gifts. And in return, turn those gifts into money, into cash. You know what I mean? And actually cash out. We cash their money out to them, PayPal. You know what I mean? They can get paid, man. It's beautiful, beautiful system. You can inbox people. You can actually hold meetings on the app. Man, a beautiful platform, man. And throughout this process, though, I've been sourcing. Me and my business partner have been sourcing. Uh, we've been sourcing our personal funds into keeping it alive. You know what I mean? Keeping it going, and and we had to put it in hibernation, man, because my partner is going through some financial issues right now, um, and as far as Laylor Corporation, everything is coming out of pocket. We don't have, be honest, keep everything open and transparent. Laylor Corporation does not have like a whole like bunch of capital and all these investors and things like that. Everything is coming from in-house. So so right now those two platforms are in hibernation. We actually partner with another company called Subscom Solutions, where we're actually going to create a better version, an up-to-date version of Laylor Flames ENT, where we don't have to off-board for people to go live. They can go live directly from the Laylor Flames ENT platform. Not only that, but Laylor Flames Live, we own that source code. So it's not like we don't have it anymore, or it's not ours, or we didn't pay the bill and not now it's gone. No, we still have it, and it's still ours, and we still own the entire source code, and it's just in hibernation right now while we focus on our current platform, which is the Yo Bread digital wallet.
Mm.
Right.
Wow. That's quite
Yeah,
that's a lot that happens there.
I know, man. I know, man. This is gladiator school, man. If anybody tell you that it's easy, man, running a business, man, and trying to make it to the next level is gladiator school, man. You have to be tough, man, and you have to be diligent and consistent, and you have to believe in yourself, and that's very important. But the very most important thing that I've learned so far, you know what I mean? Not like I know a lot, right? But the most important thing that I've learned so far is you got to be passionate about whatever you're doing, man. You have to love it. You know what I mean? And your love, your love for whatever you're doing, man, to keep you going, man. Love conquers all. So
uh, wow. Do you think that's the biggest lesson? Are there any other things you've learned on these first couple apps and what you've been working on with the whole team to bring it to market?
as far as what?
For what a new entrepreneur, someone looking to get into business could follow.
Hmm. Um if you want to build a platform, when you build it, you want to make sure that you have enough capital to do a marketing campaign. You know, marketing, advertising. That's something that we harp our company on, and we know that that's very important for smaller businesses, smaller businesses, entrepreneurs that's just trying to get off the ground, things like that, man. People would have these great products, man, great clothes, great restaurant, great food, providing great services, but they just don't know the art of marketing. You know what I mean? And there are so many platforms out there that people who work every day and start these companies, they don't realize that there are simple, different companies and simple ways to actually promote their business and reach a broader span of customers, possible customers and consumers, and that would be the biggest thing for us, as far as Laylor Flames ENT. Um, I would say marketing more, and if we would have marketed way more better as far as marketing and generating revenue from that marketing, turning leads into sales, basically. That sales, turning leads into sales. That that right there, we wouldn't be in hibernation right now. You know what I mean? A part of the reason why we decided to go in hibernation is because of the platform that we're building now. Because the platform that we're building now
Uh-huh.
will fuel every venture, every dream, everything that we envision as a business. Um, everything that that I ever imagined, you know what I mean, for this company will come to fruition through this platform. So, that's what people should definitely know is, man, market, market your brand. There's many platforms out there that helps people with ad campaigns and things like that. But not only that, but there's influencers out there as well that'll market your platforms or market your product. Instagram influencers on TikTok, man, people who get millions of views, man, hundreds of thousands of views. They'll market your brand for almost a little bit of nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And it's almost the equivalent of marketing on the TV screen, like on the television. So that would be my advice to people just starting to create like a new app or stuff like that, man. Get your marketing game up. You know what I mean? Stay consistent, um, and do your best to convert your leads into sales. You know, just stay consistent, man. Like I said.
Wow. Oh, incredible, Angel. So insightful.
Thanks, John.
You can tell you've really spent a lot of time working on this. And might I ask what the inspiration is for the latest new platform?
Well, the inspiration for the latest new platform is throughout the years um, been using different platforms like PayPal, Cash App, um, all these different platforms, man. Western Union, and we've been running into different situations when we make a lot of transactions and stuff like that when it came to our clients and our customers, and we would be like, what's going on, like what's like why, but what we did was we decided to create our own, because why not, right? Why not? We create our own so we don't have to go through the problems and these issues that these other platforms are causing. You know what I mean? Behind little small issues, like they would shut your whole account down, or they would actually have you go through these long verification processes and just a whole bunch of stuff, man. And we said, you know what, create something better here. You know, we can actually do this, and actually did some research to see if it was possible. And it was actually there were actually companies that actually, you know, that's in that field of creating fintech platforms, you know, and and man, it was just wanting to see people not have to deal with all the complications of these platforms, you know, whether it's entrepreneurs, whether it's businesses, or whether it's just individual civilians, you know what I mean? We can make this, create this, and make sure it's simple for people to understand, and make sure that, you know what I mean, it's easy to use, and people don't go through the same complications and stuff like that, these issues that they're complaining about on a huge scale. That kind of inspired, that really inspired us to go ahead and create our own platform.
Wow. Oh yeah. So it sounds like you saw a lot of the problems yourself.
Yeah. Instead of trying to find another business or another company to go through to move money and to do this and do that, and seeing all these glaring flaws, and like, you know what, we can do something better. We can definitely do something better. You know what I mean? And just seeing how much revenue is gained from these platforms. I actually was doing research, and actually see that PayPal made $29 billion last year.
Wow.
You know, Cash App made $14 billion last year. Even companies like a company like Green Dot, you know what I mean, that actually made $1.5 billion last year. And only
Wow.
thing that they can do is just move money from Green Dot to Green Dot and load Green Dot money pack cards. Like, that's it. Like, you'd be like, hope, like, what's going on here? Like, we're gonna get a piece of this pie, man. We're gonna get a piece of this pie, and it's gonna help us with all of our other ventures and our dreams and our vision. So so definitely gonna get a piece of that market, man.
Oh my God. That's a huge, as I said before, very grand visions, Angel, and incredible to see. Really top notch from you.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
And where can listeners go to learn more and to really understand and see what it is you're working on?
You can actually, we have actually uh, a website view of it. You know what I mean? Where people can actually go visit on LaylorCorporation.com website and go to seed funding round. And when you click on seed funding round in the menu box, you can actually go check out like maybe like a short, like 5 to 10 page, I think it's like 10 page version of the pitch deck. And people can actually reach out to us if they want a more extensive version, a public version. You know, actually our public version is our full version. But the thing is, SEC regulations and compliance, it's illegal for us to, try to sell shares of our company to people we have not met or we don't know, unless they're accredited investors. So we didn't want to just put our entire pitch deck on the website and then break some type of rules and then they come back to bite us. You know what I mean? So what we did was just put short, something short up there on the website. And then if anybody want to inquire more, they can, hit us up and we can, have discussions and stuff like that. But yeah, man, yeah, they go check it out on there, or they can email us. They can give us a call. We plan on doing a YouTube pitch, you know what I mean, or something of that nature. Learning more about that, and probably post it on our channel or something like that in the future. Uh, so, whatever. You can go on. We have our company on different like Crunchbase. We plan on putting our pitch deck on Crunchbase. There's other different startup listings that we're going to post our pitch deck on that people will be able to see once they type in Laylor Corporation. They'll be able to see where we're actually pitching our newest platform. Yeah. Yep. Man, we just so ecstatic, John, man. We just so happy, man, because we know that this platform, man, is our way to the New York Stock Exchange, man. This is our way. This is our way, man. To see, everything that we imagine come true. And it's man, it's just, man, the feeling, man, is astounding. It's astounding, man.
Wow, that's incredible, Angel. Sounds like it's really moved you going through this journey and building these businesses along your path.
Yes. It's been an amazing journey, man. All I can do is smile right now, man. And it's about thinking about just everything that we've been through as a company, everything I've been through, and help us get to this place where we are today with this new platform and stuff like that, and the beautiful people that's supporting us, man. Awesome people, man. It's very inspiring, very inspiring.
And having been on really both ends of the spectrum, from entrepreneurship to just general stock investing, having run a brick and mortar business on one end versus just very active day trading on the other end, where would you say, for people that are looking to get into investing, what kind of person should think about one sort of investment versus what would be the best investment for them if they're just looking to invest in their own savings and portfolio?
As far as investment, as far as a best investment, actually, we actually do investment management, and we're actually looking to build our investment management portfolio in different areas where we actually see like huge potential. Like, I'm talking about inevitable potential and inevitable growth. I would suggest industries like lithium mining. You know what I mean? Lithium mining companies, because even though they have a sour taste in people's mouth as far as like destroying trees and things like that, we would sacrifice the trees to those amount of trees to create a brighter future when it comes to carbon emissions. So it's like we kind of sacrificing a certain level of oxygen to take care of our atmosphere. You know what I mean? But those lithium mining companies, man, they're gonna continue to expand because electric vehicles are a lot of, like, the whole planet is gonna eventually be electric vehicles. You know what I mean? That's what we're aiming for. So we don't have to, push carbon emissions into the atmosphere. You know what I mean? So you have that. That alone, lithium mining, man, is like, yes, man. Another industry, mother industries would be like um like solar energy. You know what I mean? As you can see, power grids, you see these plants and different people are trying to get away from using coal and fossil fuels to power our homes and our businesses and our establishments. People are gravitating towards uh, just gaining energy from the sun. I mean, the sun is huge. It's enormous. Like, and and it's actually like, and it loves us. It loves the earth. Like, so why not? You know, just get the energy from the sun instead of digging up fossil fuels and drawing blood out of the planet. The earth is an organism, and what happened when an organism get attacked, or what happened when white blood cells see that there's a
Mhm.
disease or an infection to the planet, you know what I mean, to the body, you know, it's gonna fight back. And that's what's going on, is the planet is fighting back. So investing in solar energy, man, solar energy companies, man, are gonna boom. When I say boom, man, I mean boom. They're it's gonna be solar panels everywhere, man. Um, I'm gonna say maybe a few more. I would say uh, the metaverse, the metaverse, virtual reality, augmented reality, things like that. That would be another investment. I would advise people that if they see any companies that they see with potential to grow and stuff like that, get on them. Get on them, man, because virtual reality, the metaverse, as you can see, that's not only the present, but it's gonna have an enormous effect on the future when it comes to gaming, you know, video games, when it comes to meetings, uh, man, when it comes to properties, I mean, interacting, socializing, and communicating with people, man, metaverse is by far is like one of the greatest things that that we created. You know what I mean, as humans, because man, it's just possibilities are limitless, man. You know, and for the gamers, and there are a lot of gamers, you man, that like, I mean, crazy, man, it's crazy. So you gotta think like the potential in that is nothing short, nothing short, nothing short of magnificent, man. We also have an investment management. I would suggest that uh, robotics. Robotics is something that that we believe is going to have a great amount of great amount of the term that I'm looking for, man. A great effect on the future. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's gonna, you know, as far as when it comes to medicine, when it comes to when you think about medicine, when you think about surgeries and things like that, a lot of robotics, they use a lot of technology, new technology and robotic systems to do certain surgeries. Um, Not only that, but they're using robotics to manufacture vehicles and all these new vehicles, new technology, chips, microchips, and all type of other things like that. Smart devices, um, and then they also have started creating humanoids. So when you think about humanoids, you start thinking humanoids. What? Like, yeah, we're talking about walking robots that look like, you know, that operate like humans. And these are not something that it's just a dream or something that's a fantasy world, how people normally would say, man, you're living in a fantasy world, man, you're crazy. Well, it's not crazy anymore, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's real, very real. And these companies have even yet to even just have just mass supply and sell these things. They're still creating them. You know
I,
what I mean? And just think about when they decide to start selling them. Why not, invest in something like that? You know what I mean? You're talking about a multi-trillion dollar, possibly a multi-trillion dollar market before it even breaks through, before they even sell one robot, one humanoid. So, you, that's the robotics, man. Another area that I would advise people if they want to get on to an investment and they want to start something that's, gonna actually be something that's groundbreaking, and they can see a substantial amount of income would be neurotechnology and the groundbreaking developments in the neurotechnology industry where people can actually control people who's paralyzed can actually control prosthetics and things like that. You know what I mean? That alone, man, man, is nothing short of amazing, man. You know, the amount of people that would actually be affected in a positive way by these new developments. You know what I mean? People who were paralyzed from the neck down be able to control a body, walk around. You know what I mean? Like, will be able to interact, play with their kids, their children, people who were service members, people who were born with deficiencies, could actually, like, you know, just do things that they never thought that they would ever be able to do. Like, it's just an investment of something of that magnitude, man. Like, you wouldn't lose. There's no possible way you would lose. There's no possible way. It's not, if you're not taking a chance, a gamble. It's not, you're not taking a chance with your hard-earned money or anything like that. You're gonna win. You're gonna win. You know. So neurotechnology and, like, another thing, for, last but not least, just for, 'cause we have more, right? You can go visit our website and actually see that we have different options for investment management in different areas and stuff like that. But one of them is EV manufacturers. Investing in EV companies, you're gonna win. You know what I mean? They're creating electric vehicles. Electric vehicles are the future. You're gonna win, man. There's no way you're gonna lose. So that would be my suggestion, man. EV manufacturing companies, robotics, neurotechnology, clean energy like solar panels and different type of renewable energies, and metaverse gaming, virtual reality gaming, and stuff like that. Just to add a bonus, if we want to add a bonus, a little bonus, I would say Web3. Yeah, invest in Web3, man. Web3 is the future, man. Web3 is definitely the future, man. Uh, definitely, definitely, man. Everything is revolving around Web3 and artificial intelligence and things like that, man. You get in Web3, you're not gonna lose, because artificial intelligence and software as a service and different things like that, it's definitely lucrative investments towards the future. Mentioning those things, you make me think about like Web3 and metaverse and all of that. And I kind of like the biggest thing, one of the biggest things I actually, it just, I ain't gonna say I forgot, but I almost like didn't mention it, right? But one of the biggest investments that you can actually invest in right now is blockchain technology.
Mm.
Investing in blockchain technology is the future. Like, you know what I mean? Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin went from 10 cents in 2013 to almost what, 70,000? I don't know what the current price is, right? The
Yeah.
live price. You talking an investment of $100 in 2013 right now would be $13 million.
Mm.
$13 million. $100 11 years ago in Bitcoin. And blockchain technology is not slowing down one bit, man. So it's going to continue to expand. It's going to continue to grow. A lot of things is going on with currencies, and when it comes to like Swift, and when it comes to this new thing they got called BRICS, and people, a lot of banks and stuff like that is going through a lot of trust issues with their customers and their clients, and people are leaning towards blockchain technology, and an investment in blockchain technology. You cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. You just have to be careful when it comes to like investing in the digital asset part of it. When it comes to like certain cryptos, you don't want to be a victim of a rug pull, or something. You don't want to be a victim of a rug pull, or what happened to the Dow, back
Yeah.
years ago. So you want to make sure that you're actually dealing with a company that has utilities like Ethereum or Bitcoin or Polygon or Stellar, or some companies that actually have real use cases. You know what I mean? And they're not going anywhere anytime soon. You want to be careful with the meme coins and the altcoins and stuff. So, but yeah, blockchain technology is where it is, man. I think Ethereum really changed the game, and actually, that would be something that I would advise people to invest in. Would be Ethereum, only because Ethereum is one of the most prominent cryptos that actually allows you to do smart contracts and actually build decentralized platforms through their system. You know what I mean? And that alone, man, is like crazy, man. Just you can create a whole platform. You can create a metaverse world using the blockchain technology of Ethereum. You know what I mean? And I would definitely advise, people, okay, if you want to invest in something, invest in Ethereum, right? So, I think Bitcoin is going to continue to go up throughout the years. And you know what I mean? It's an algorithm, it goes up and goes down, but it's going to continue to grow as more countries adopt Bitcoin as a tender, like El Salvador, for an example. That's actually a legal currency in their country. Like that's their legal tender. So, their whole entire economical infrastructure, financial infrastructure is based off Bitcoin. So just imagine, where Ethereum is going to be as, they continue to build that, and people continue to gravitate towards decentralized apps, D apps, and Web3 and stuff. So that definitely, blockchain technology is it. So those would be, what I would advise, people who just getting into investing, to actually get into, man. You're not gonna lose. I'm not gonna say can. I don't like to use that word. I'm gonna say you're not gonna lose.
Wow, Angel, gargantuan. So much there. That's unbelievable.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. So, man, we can go on for days, man, months, years, man, just constantly just, learning, man. It's gonna continue to learn, man. I'm just remain humble, continue to stay the path, man. Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing your perspective, your expertise, and unbelievable viewpoint with us, Angel. Really insightful to hear everything from you.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you taking your time out today, man. Man, you're outstanding, man. I really appreciate you, man.
Well, thanks, Angel. It's great to work with you guys.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
All right.
My my pleasure. I'm not even, man. It wouldn't be right, man, if I didn't shout your company out as an investment, because you think about blockchain technology, your company would be like at the top of the portfolio because of what you provide. You know what I mean? So anybody that comes to Laylor Corporation and wants to invest in blockchain technology, believe that block transfer is definitely inside that portfolio. Word, man. Your company is nothing short of amazing, man. What you're doing there, man. I salute you, man. I really do.
Well, thank you, Angel. And thanks for sharing. Again, just such a really interesting and unique investment story that seems to really be empowering a lot of minorities, but businesses and communities at large, which is likewise inspirational, Angel.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, John. It means a lot, man. Hearing that from you and just and getting that positive feedback. It means a lot, man.
Great. Hi, everyone.